Hello everyone, welcome to Chillventa special online exhibition, Phoenix Venue. My name is Ivan. I'm from Phoenix Overseas Department, Domestic Hot Water Heat Pump Team. It is my honor to be here as the host today. Now it is the time for the new hot water heat pump products release. As you know, Phoenix is one of the leading manufacturers in China and has nearly 20 years experience in heat pump industry. Phoenix domestic hot water products are also constantly upgraded, keep pace with the times. In recent years, the inverter technology and the remote control function starting to appear and becoming more and more popular in hot water heat pump industry. Phoenix will never be left behind. So today, we will mainly introduce our inverter all-in-one hot water heat pump and the commercial design, just as the two machines you can see behind me. And also we will introduce our smart remote control function. Okay, there is no time to lose. I will invite my colleague Edward to introduce our inverter all-in-one hot water heat pump and also the commercial design.
Hello, Ivan.
Hi, Edward, nice to see you. Then nice the stage is yours.
Okay, thank you. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for coming to the Germany's Chillventa online exhibition today. It is my great honor to introduce myself to you here. My name is Edward, the director of the Phoenix Group, domestic hot water heat pump team. You know, in 2020 is a terrible year. The outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic have stopped everything. Almost all the business have been suffered a lot for a long time. But for Phoenix, we are keep moving forward. We never stop our endeavor in the new technologies, research, and developments. For the year 2020, we have made a biggest leap from the current designs. As you know, in the hot water heat pump industry, the design are usually on-off fixed speed design with very small heating capacity. But today, I'm going to introduce you two revolutionary designs. Our inverter all-in-one and the commercial all-in-one design. So before I introduce you our inverter technologies, I would like to show you what is the difference between the on-off heat pump and the inverter heat pump. Please have a look in the curve. As you know, for the on-off heat pump, we control the units with a fixed speed. And once the units reach the target set point or drop the water temp, the compressor will stop or start very frequently. But for the inverter, we control it with the variable speed based on the requirement. And the controlling logic is very smart because with the inverter technologies, it is able to act much more function. So what are the advantages we have? First, the COP. With the high COP, the COP can be reached 4.1 based on the EM 16147 and the air 20 degrees and the water is from the 15 degrees to 55 degrees. With the maximum frequency, we can get totally 2.6 kilowatt heating capacity. As you know, with the high working efficiency, we can save quite a lot of the energy. Of course, it can cut down your electricity bill. Second, the noise level. We can control with the inverter technologies. We can make the units work in a very smaller or middle speed. So the noise level will be only 42 decibel. And if you control or if you can contribute a quiet environment for your family, you just need to enjoy the hot waters and there will be no complaint from your neighbors anymore. Third, the heating time. As you know, with the inverter technologies, we can make the units work in the maximum speed if there is any special requirement from the customer. So we can make the units work in a very faster heating mode. So how to make it with this wonderful performance? First, the full inverter compressor. First, we use the Panasonic brand compressor. It is a very famous Japanese brand. And the second, we use the Duraburst Rotor DC full inverter technologies. So it is much more stable and more efficient. And we also use the permanent magnet rotors. It can reduce the power consumption quite a lot and also provide a much higher efficiency. The full inverter fan. You know, we use the high efficiency. This is brushless motors for the inverter. So if you, with the centric fuel gas fan motors, the high pressures will be much more easy for the customer to add any other air duct. So except the inverter compressor and the inverter fan motors, what other features we have? First, the enamel water tank. As you know, with the enamel water tank, there will be no anti-corrosion problems. So we can enlarge the warranties for the customer. The second is the micro channels. You know, with the micro channels, the units can have a much better heat exchange. And also for the controlling part is another wonderful features for our unit. First, remote control functions. For the inverters, we can add the Wi-Fi or the DTUs. With the Wi-Fi or DTU technologies, you can control the unit wherever you are. And also, you can totally replace the display. You don't need the display anymore because you can change the water temperatures or change the mode only by the Wi-Fi or DTU. And then it can also help you to solve the after sales issue. The second features of the controller, it is the color touch display. This is a 5-inch fashionable screens. It will provide much more information. So just as the pictures, you can set the factory's parameters, and also you can check the water's record, and also you can set the timer of the unit. One more thing, we use the high resolution screens with the multi-capacitor touch. And one more important, we can provide the customized designs for the customers. So you can even add your company logos with the color touch display. The second part, it is about the commercial all-in-one unit. So what we got for the commercial all-in-one, it is the biggest heating capacity we have. So totally, we can have 11 kilowatts high heating capacity, 6 kilowatts heat pump, and another 5 kilowatts electric heaters with the 351 liters water tank. So if you satisfy the fast hot water requirements for the customer, so it is a perfect design for the hotels, for the resorts, and also for the villas. And it can provide the advanced solutions in the project. As you know, for these designs, we can connect them with the model bus. So in one project, you can install several units. In this way, it can work as a team. So there's no space requirements for this kind of units. And also, if you compare this installation with the traditional commercial units as the pictures, you will find that for the traditional commercial project, if there's some problem with the units, so you have to stop the whole system, and then there will be some complaint from the customer. But with our teamwork project, there will be endless hot waters for your customer. So there will be no problems, no complaint from the customer anymore. The second feature of the commercial all-in-one is the EPP's material. As you know, for the EPP's fan duct, we can lower the noise levels to 52 decibels in 1 meter. If you compare with the data of our competitors, you find that the noise level is more than 58 decibels. So our design is much better. And one more important is that it is environment friendly, and the material is recovery. And the third part, it is the flexible installation. As you know, with this design, with the IPX4 moisture resistant designs, it is still suitable for the outdoor or indoor installations, and also the large air grills with the high airflows. If you ensure the better heat exchanger. The copper coil. As you know, for the units, we use the copper coil instead of the aluminum coils. So there will be no leakage issues caused by the waters. And one more thing is that the copper coil, the heat exchangers of the copper coil is much better than the aluminum coils. The controllers. As you know, for the commercials all-in-one, we also use the Wi-Fi and the DTU. And later, my colleague, Carvins, will introduce you more information about the Wi-Fi and DTU. And also, we have the new LED displays. You know, usually with the display, there are 2 or 4 timers settings for the customer. But for our new designs, we totally have 24 timers. And it is very easy for the setting. As you can see from the display, there are totally 24 sectors in one ring. If you want to set the timer, you just press one of the sector. It means 24 hours. So very easy to set the timer. And the last point, it is the centralizer controller. As you know, with the model bus and with the model bus RS485 technologies, we can install several units together as a project. Yeah. So that is all for my introduction today. Thank you.
Thank you, Edward.
Thank you.
Your presentation are really impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Edward's presentation really impressed me. and I really want to buy one inverter or even heat pump for myself. I don't know if Edward will give me any discounts, but I will talk this about with him later. So if you have any interest in our inverter or even heat pump, or you think the commercial design are suitable for your market, please feel free to contact us by email or telephone or video call. We are always standby. So next, I will invite my colleague Karen to introduce the smart remote control function.
Hello.
Hi, Karen.
Hello,
nice
Ivan.
to see you.
Yes,
You
nice
look
to see you
handsome
too.
now.
My look?
Yes.
Yes,
Did you
of course.
specially make this haircut for today?
Of course, because you know the excellent units of our new technology. So I have to be excellent of my look so that I can match to this technology, right?
Yes, I agree. Then I will list this to you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Right. Hello, everyone. This is Karen speaking from the Phoenix, and I am the. And today I will be making a detailed introduction of the new smart remote control of the Wi-Fi and the DTU. Okay, let's cut the crap and move into our content. And today there are totally 5 sessions of this new technology control, remote control. And the first one is why we use the smart remote control for our heat pump water heater. And the second, I will be making an introduction for the working principle of our smart remote control. And next, I will be moving to the hardware introduction, including our Wi-Fi module and the DTU module. And then I also will introduce you about our software, the app, as well as our management platform. And lastly, I will making commissioning, and I will make a trial for the connection with our hot water heat pump. Okay, let's move on to our first session. Why we use the smart remote control for our heat pump. As you may know, nowadays we have all kinds of the house appliance in our home. For example, the television, the air conditioning. So they are providing an alternative way to control or operate this kind of appliance, including the Wi-Fi control. That is one of the smart remote control. So today we also apply our new technology, the Wi-Fi and DTU control, to our hot water heat pump. Also, as I mentioned, this is an alternative controller for our unit. If you have ever bought any product from us, you must realize that our unit has already with the controller, the practical controller on our units. But nowadays we are also able to provide this alternative controller for you to control our units wherever you are. And next one, it provides more convenient operation between the controller and our units. So if you use the conventional units of our hot water heat pump, you have to operate and change the parameter on site. So if your equipment is installed in your basement or outdoor, you have to move yourself to outdoor or to the basement, and then you can conduct the operation. So with this app, you are able to control our unit wherever you are. For example, when you are living in the bed or sitting on your sofa, you are also able to control our unit. And next one is the new function that had ever not been released to the market. That is temperature recording. And the temperature recording is newly designed for our app. It can record the temperature change in the past 24 hours, even past 7 days. So it provides the checking for the technician to diagnose and analyze the faulty problem, so they can diagnose the problem remotely. And next one is the function that I have mentioned, the management platform. This management platform system is designed for our customer, but our customer is mostly are mostly the dealer, the wholesaler, and the distributor. So this kind of customer have this management platform to monitor and operate the units that have been sold to the end user. And next one is the second session. In this session, I will making the introduction of our Wi-Fi and DTU working principle. And I have, please have a look at the illustration. And I have made this illustration for you to for an better understanding of this whole principle. And you can see the bottom line. And maybe some of the audience have already realized that there are totally 3 controllers of our unit. The conventional one is the practical controller on the unit. And the second one is the bottom left, the app, the app. And the third one is the bottom right, the management platform. So those 3 are the controller of our units. But previously, we only have the practical controller on our unit. But today, we have the app and the management platform. These 2 controllers are available for all of you. Okay, and for this one, I will first introduce the Wi-Fi module working principle for you. For the Wi-Fi module, we have the RS485 port. This is set for the communication between the Wi-Fi module and the PCB board in our unit. So they communicate via this RS485 port. And then the Wi-Fi will connect, the Wi-Fi module will connect to the router. This movement is to connect the data from the PCB board in our unit with the router. After the successful connection between the router and the router is already been linked to the cloud server. So after this whole circle has been finished, that means the PCB board in our unit has been already linked to the cloud server. And in this situation, the app in our smartphone is able to access to the cloud servers and then search the data, and including send the data or receive the data from the PCB board in our unit. So does the DTU module, but there's a little differences in the DTU module principle. As you may know, the DTU is very similar to our smartphone. It is with a SIM card inside this little thing. And if you have already known this kind of block, and the communication way is similar to the smartphone, right? It is with a SIM card inside, and then the SIM card will connect via the signal tower. The signal tower will link the DTU module to the cloud server. And in this case, the whole circle of the DTU module principle is already been finished. That means it works like your smartphone. Your smartphone can access to the internet and receive and send the data to the cloud servers. So it's very, very similar. And the next one is the management platform and the app. These 2 smart remote controller are also able to access to the cloud server and receive the data from the cloud server. Okay, I think you have already known a little bit about our working principle of smart remote control. And next session, I will be introducing about our hardware, but this part will include 2 parts. The first one is the Wi-Fi module, and the second one will be the DTU module. Okay, please hand over the, yes, this thing in my left hand, please zoom in this. This thing in my left hand is the Wi-Fi module. And this Wi-Fi module is newly designed. And we also have the first version of our Wi-Fi module almost 1 year ago, but that was not satisfied. So we decided to optimize and improve our design for this Wi-Fi module. Hence, the second version of this Wi-Fi module came up. Okay, you can also see the slide. And in this Wi-Fi module, there are 4 indicators. And this 4 indicator is showing the status of the Wi-Fi module. And then there are also a small button. There's the only button on our Wi-Fi module. And this button is for the connection between the whole process. So during the whole connection process, there's only one pressing is needed. Okay, and the next one is our server. Our server now is set in the Europe. And I remember our last version, the server was set in the China, but as you may know, there is the firewall in between the connection from China to other nations. So the connection was not good enough for us. But this time we have the server in the Europe, the connection will be more stable. So it provides a stronger signal than the previous version. Also, in this time, you may also think the cost, the expenses of this module, but please don't worry about this because this module is very inexpensive. And although it is not the standard, it is not the standard option for our units. It is optional. It means that it is up to you to choose whether your unit has this Wi-Fi module or not. And you can see the back of our module. There is a magnet, so it provides a handy installation. And with this magnet, you can stick this Wi-Fi module to any metal where you want. So it don't have to be set inside the unit. It can be pasted to anywhere you like, as long as the wire is long enough. All right. Okay. After finish the introduction of our Wi-Fi module, please hand me the DTU module. Thank you. Thanks. This time, this little thing in my left hand is our DTU module. And okay, maybe you can have a clear look at my slide. In this little thing, you can see the differences between the Wi-Fi module to our DTU module, right? And for our DTU module, there is an extra component, this little thing. This little thing is an antenna. It can enforce the signal to the signal tower. So with this antenna, we can have the much stronger signal than every equipment we had. And also, I mentioned that this little thing is very similar to our smartphone. It is with the SIM card inside. And also, we use the SIM card, which is from the Orange and Europe company. And this SIM card will provide you 5-year cellular data for free. So I thought maybe you have thought that you have to pay for the data and like the SIM card you have in your smartphone, but please don't worry about that. We are providing the free data cellular for this SIM card for 5 years. So please rest assured. Also, the other differences from between the DTU module to our Wi-Fi module. As you can see, there's no any button on our DTU module. That means during the whole connection process, you don't have to press any button. In this case, we have a much handier operation for the process. Also, there are few indicators. These indicators are showing the DTU status of the whole connecting process. Okay, let's hand this to my colleagues again. Thank you. Okay, and now I have already introduced you our hardware, including the Wi-Fi module and our DTU module. Now, let's move on to the next one, the software, our app. In this app, look, please have a look at in my slide, and you will find the main color is the blue. It very matches to the water. So that's the main theory. And let's see what we can find in our user interface. And first, we can have a look at our top right. There is a plug icon. With this plug icon, when you press it, then you are able to add another device to your app. So you can add the Wi-Fi module. Also, you can add the DTU module. And the left of this icon, there is the message center. In this message center, you can receive any message from the background system or your contact. Also, please have a look at the left side. There are 5 icons, and these 5 icons are showing the startup of our units, including the faulty alarm, electric heater, and also other things. And we also can see the bottom line. The bottom line, we have the mode select and the timer setting, as well as the on and off button. And with this useful user interface, you can monitor your unit's starter. Also, it is with the function of sharing device. That means you can share this device to your family. So your family is unnecessary to link to do the whole connection again. And also it is as a multiplied control. As I mentioned, it is an alternative control, so that you can use this app control your units wherever you are. And next one, I will stressfully introduce our new function. This is the temperature recording. With this temperature recording, we are able to see the temperature changes in the past 24 hours, even past 7 days. So we have several temperature sensors in our units. In this function, this app is able to record the whole temperature change, including the tank temperature and the ambient temperature. So as you can see in the image, there are the curve and there are curves to show the temperature change. But maybe you have the question, and you may ask me what this kind of function can do. But to be honest, this kind of function is normally not for our end user mainly. It's almost for our after-sales technician. With this kind of function, the technician is able to diagnose and analyze what happened in the past 24 hours or even more. So with this valuable temperature change data, so they are able to analyze and then come up with the solution to the problem. So it is very convenient for our after-sales problem. So the dealer, the wholesaler, they don't have to pay. They don't have to spend much time on the transmit between the location and where they are. It saves not only the time but also the expenses. And next one, it is about our software also, but this is the management platform. as I mentioned, this management platform is not designed for the end user. It is designed for our direct customer, which are dealer, wholesaler, and the distributor. So with this function, they are able to monitor and also operate the units that have been sold by them to their end user. But we value the privacy of all of you. So without the authorization from the end user, the distributor is not able to monitor and operate any parameter on the unit that's sold by them. So with this background management, once any unit occurs, has any problem occurred to this unit, the distributor or the seller are able to use this management platform to see what happened to this unit. And if the end user, they don't recognize the faulty alarm on their units, and while at this moment, the dealer finds the problem from the units, so the dealer and the distributor can inform their end user to apply for the maintenance for their units, so that to ensure they have enough hot water for their sanitary usage. Also, if the end user find the problem from the on site, and then they can ask the distributor to make a simple and concise diagnosis and analysis for their units, and then come up with a short-term resolution for them to make sure they have the hot water to use at that moment. So it is also a very convenient system for the distributor and seller, the dealer, for the maintenance. It also helps them to save the time from for the maintenance, as well as the expenses for the maintenance. And next one, this figure is showing the background system, our management platform. So the distributor and the seller is monitoring the status of the unit via this platform. So we can see the equipment data and the timer setting. And as I mentioned, it is also an alternative controller. It is a multi-control. So apart from the app and the practical controller, our distributor and the wholesaler is able to use this platform as an alternative controller to control or operate the units remotely. And also, as I mentioned, it is required for the authorization from our end user. It's for the privacy protect. And next one, I will be after a lot of talk, I will be making a commissioning, the trial for you to show how to connect our Wi-Fi module and the DTU module. Okay, let's trouble my colleague again. Thank you. Also the Wi-Fi module. Thanks. Please come after me. And as you can see, the Wi-Fi module on my right hand and the app on this tab. First, I need to, you can see the plug. And also we will reserve the plug on the units. So this module is installed out of the unit. First, we need to plug in connect them. Okay. Please take a close up for this unit. Maybe you are not able to see it clearly, and you can see there are 3 indicators are illuminate. And this time you have to open you have to turn on your app, and of course you have to register first. And I already have my account, and so I log in. And first, there's a plug icon in the middle of the app. First, we have to choose which equipment you are using. At this time, we are using the Wi-Fi module, so we choose the Wi-Fi. And second, there will be some instruction for you to connect the Wi-Fi and to the apps. Let's follow one by one. First, there's the only one time we press this icon to press this button. And when after we pressing this button, the indicator from the top and the bottom are illuminated. Next, we can move on. And now, before we move on, this equipment has to be connected to the Wi-Fi. So, of course, you have to know the Wi-Fi password. I hope I remember it right. Yes, correct. Okay, after we connect to the Wi-Fi, we have controlled this Wi-Fi module to connect our router. So there is a barcode pasted on the side of this Wi-Fi module, and you have to choose the Wi-Fi name the same as to this Wi-Fi barcode. Let me see. Yeah, this one. And first, we have to make this Wi-Fi module connect to the router, and then the router will transmit the data from the cloud servers to our unit. Let's get back to the Wi-Fi. Let's get back to our app. After we successfully connecting this app, we can press next and let this app enter the Wi-Fi connection. Now they are connecting. It is connecting. And when it's connecting, maybe you are not seeing this this icon, and this indicator is flashing when it's connecting. Now it shows device connected successfully, and then we can press next. And after that, we have already connected this Wi-Fi module to our servers, but we never connect our unit to our server. So next step is to connect our unit to our server. And for our units, there is always a barcode pasted on our units. And this barcode is the only way to identify our units. So at this stage, we should scan this barcode. Give me a minute. Yes, it's successfully connected. So after we confirm, the whole process of our connection is successfully finished. You can zoom in. As you can see, also we can take the camera to this. There is off situation, right? Now the appliance is on the off situation, and now I press the on button to activate our units. If you can see, our unit is already been turned on. I never press any button from the controller. It is all controlled by this app. Okay, after finish the connection of the whole Wi-Fi function, and I will be making another commission for our DTU function. Okay, let's unplug this first and make the reservation for the DTU module. Thank you, Ivan. Oh, please help. Thank you. Okay, for this one, it's my pressure thing. It's very pressure. First, I will paste this antenna on our units. This antenna is to enforce the signal to our signal tower. And then I will also paste our DTU module on our units first, okay? And then I can plug in the plug. All right, it is all set. If you can see the, please zoom in. This indicator is turning on. So please hand me the pad. Thank you. Thank you, Ivan. And this time, I will be making the connection for our DTU module. And as I said, there's a plug icon for adding another new device. So press again. But this time, we have to remember that we need to choose the DTU module, but not the Wi-Fi module, because we are using the DTU module. All right. Also, as I mentioned in my slide, it's more convenient for the connection process because there is no any button for me to press during the whole connection product. So all I need to do is to scan the barcode. In this session, there will be two barcodes. The first barcode is on the DTU side, and the second barcode is what I mentioned on our unit side. And this barcode is both two barcodes are the only one barcode to identify the DTU module and our whole unit. Okay, let's move on. First, we need to scan the barcode from our unit. Give me a second. Great. Successfully scanned. And then next, we have to scan the barcode from our DTU module to make the connection between the DTU and our unit. Okay. Look, successfully connection again. Now let's confirm. Okay, this is only the step that for the DTU and DTU connection to our units. Look, it's very simple and clear, right? So after this commissioning, I think you have already have the experience to connect our units. And also, I'm very happy to make this introduction for all of you today because it's my honor to be here. So I think it's time to give the stage back to my colleague Ivan because I think he's eager to get back to the stage.
Thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
You really made a really clear introduction of this smart remote control function.
Yep. And
I heard that the Wi-Fi module and the DTU module is optional, right?
Yes, of course.
Then I have a question for you.
Please go ahead.
Which one would you prefer, Wi-Fi module or DTU module?
Personally, I would choose the DTU module.
Why? Is DTU module cheaper than the Wi-Fi module?
No, it's actually not. It's definitely more expensive than the Wi-Fi module. But the reason why I choose this is it provides much more stable the connection. And then the most important one, it is without the press button. And I'm a lazy man and I don't want to press any button during the whole connection process. So that's all.
Yes, I agree. Mm-hmm. And then I want to book one for my own heat pump too.
Really?
Is there any discount for me?
You already brought units from us?
Yes, I have one all-in-one unit of Phoenix.
No problem. I will offer you one totally for free, okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, then that will be end of our presentation today. If you have any questions or needs about our inverter all-in-one heat pump, commercial design, or our smart remote control, please feel free to contact us by email, telephone, video call. We always stand by. We're looking forward to your messages. Thank you very much for your participation. Bye.